Which of your cast members do you think would take the most advantage of the powers if they had them, and which cast member should be the last person on Earth to be a soup?
Whoa, crazy question.
First of all, again, thank you so much for your time. I have to ask, review embargo just lifted not too long ago, 100% Rotten Tomatoes. Everyone loves the second season. After all the work, what's it like to finally have it back out for audiences to watch again tomorrow?
Oh my gosh. It's kind of crazy to know that it's gotten 100 on Rotten Tomatoes. That's so cool. I feel like right now it's kind of bonkers that it's coming out tomorrow because I feel like right now I'm just like, oh yay, we get to talk about it. That's so fun. We didn't get to talk about it last time because of the strike. And so, I think that the the experience that I have while doing it and the way it's expanded my world and all of that is so makes me so happy and is so fulfilling that it coming out is just kind of like I don't know. I know that people are really, enjoying it and that's so great, but it's sort of like it sort of feels I feel kind of like detached from it almost. It's almost as like it's kind of like it's theirs now. And I know people are going to have so many different opinions on it and stuff. And I think also in out of a like a protectiveness thing, I'm trying to sort of stay kind of detached from the opinions of what people are thinking. But obviously, it's an incredible thing to see that it's getting so much love. But I think, yeah, for me, the doing it part and just like being in it, that's just so great, and everything else is just a little like little cherries on top.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And since you actually mentioned it, I do want to jump ahead. I was going to ask this later, but you guys obviously couldn't talk about it during the SAG strike, but thank God we don't have that now. However, The Boys has become such a big franchise. There's a lot of things you can't talk about at all, whether it's like cameo appearances or just secrets. It's become honestly as big as something like the Marvel Cinematic Universe in terms of what you guys have to keep secrets. So I'm really curious, for either The Boys season 4 or for Gen V, could you tell me about a time when you were let in on one of the big secrets of that season and what it was like to not be able to talk about it?
Oh, I feel like, oh man. Um, I mean, th- from when we start shooting to around this time, we can't say anything. There was a Ethan Slater was a huge secret this year, so we know that he's in it now. And we weren't allowed to say anything that whole time, and so that was a pretty big one. And yeah, I mean. We also, I feel like we don't really get told too many things until right up until we're about to do it. Like when I did a crossover for the boys with Asa, we didn't really have much time to, um, think about it before we went and did it. And I think that's because, the scripts get written and then they shoot them in a pretty, and that happens pretty quickly. So it's not like, it's written and they're sitting there and there's a lot of time that goes by. Everything sort of happens quickly and so yeah, I'm happy to not have to sit on too many secrets, honestly. It's a lot of responsibility. And so yeah.
I'm actually surprised they kept Ethan a secret for so long because I'm also from Toronto, and when you're around the city, you see a lot of actors who are on the set of The Voice, but Ethan wasn't like reported at all or anything. It's amazing that was kept a secret the entire time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
it's actually incredible.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Kate for yeah, I want to talk about Kate for a second because she's such an interesting character because I'm sure it's fun to get to play this antagonist role, but Kate's also a very interesting antagonist in the sense of she believes she's doing the right thing and that she's a good person. She's not doing bad things for the sake of doing bad things. She's just doing it because she believes it's the right thing, almost kind of like Dexter Morgan. That's the first thing that comes to mind for me. I'm really curious for you. It's such a subversion from the typical antagonist role. What's so exciting about playing that role in season 2 now that you also were seen in The Boys season 4 and you're part of the bigger universe beyond just Gen V?
Yeah, oh my gosh. I feel like I sort of feel like this season I was stepping into totally different shoes. As Kate, I think that so much has changed in her world from where we when we first meet her. I feel like there definitely was for me a really fun new sense of I don't know, like comfort and confidence that came from getting to experience the boys set and everything. Like that's just such a dream to get to experience. And so anything anything like that in life where you're like, oh wow, this was great and I feel good about what happened there is going to sort of carry into your life in ways. And so I'm grateful that I got to experience that before coming into another big, season and just feel like, I don't know, just a little more, even more like belonging in the world and all of that. So, yeah, I feel like I got to sort of play kind of a different girl this season, which was really fun.
For sure, for sure. And a bit more on Kate, I believe every actor or actress, whenever they take on a role, I believe that a trait, a quirk or personality thing from that character comes home with them when they're done shooting.
Mhm.
And I'm really curious now that you've played Kate for a couple of years now, over 2 seasons, and recurring role in The Boys. What do you think the trait or personality quirk of Kate, if there is one, have you brought home with you and kind of integrated into you as like Maddie as a person?
I feel like if anything, I bring me to Kate. I don't
Okay.
think I don't know. I don't think I bring Kate home with me at all, to be honest. I think that I kind of have injected a little bit of myself into her, and I feel like I do that with every character I play. I don't really feel like I'm ever inventing anything. I feel like I sort of like channel a specific like part of me. Like there's so many things, so many people in there, really.
For
Like
sure.
whoever whoever is like most connected to this to the character is who gets summoned, I feel like is kind of maybe a little bit of a woo-woo way of explaining it, but that's kind of how it feels.
For sure, for sure. I've actually never heard that answer whenever I've asked this question. So to follow up on that, I guess, what do you think if you know, because sometimes it might be a subconscious thing, what do you think you, as Maddie, injected into Katie, like from yourself?
Hmm. I feel like there's definitely the timing of some of the things that she says, some of the little mannerisms, especially when I get a little moment to kind of be a little lighter. I feel like that's where I can kind of let Maddie out a little bit. There's a lot of, she's quite got a lot going on this season, especially, but in the moments where she gets to be a little lighter, I feel like I sort of can let her out a little bit. I feel like I know I feel very connected to a lot of the things that she's going through in my own way. And so, how I would react to certain things is how I make Kate react to certain things, if it feels appropriate. And so, yeah, yeah, I think there's a lot of different ways that I show up as her.
Sure, I love that answer. And I'm sure you and your cast members get asked this on all the junkets all the time. I'm sure you get the question, if you had your superpowers in real life, what would you use them for? But I want to put a spin on that. Which of your cast members do you think would take the most advantage of the powers if they had them? And which cast member should be the last person on Earth to be a soup?
Whoa, crazy question. I feel like, I feel like, ooh. I want to say either Lizzie or Derek in London. I think maybe because when it comes to using them and like sort of taking advantage of it, I feel like Lizzie could get up to so much fun mischief as a tiny little thing, maybe not so much a big thing. But I think that I could just see her having some fun with that because that's not a super destructive kind of dangerous thing to get small sometimes. Like I feel like, I don't think Jazz is going to want to be out here like cutting herself and making people's blood do things. I don't know how much she wants to be doing that in real life. But I can sort of see Derek being curious about, being able to switch like that. I can see London being curious about that. I know I'm curious to that would be crazy. So yeah, maybe those two. And what was the other half of that question?
Like which of your cast members should not have powers at
Should
all? Which one
not,
would be like should be the last person on Earth to be a soup?
yeah. Oh, uh, mm, my agent's looking at me like I should say me. Yeah, let's go with me. I don't think I should have powers because, I super don't want them. Let's just say that.
I
Um,
love that
I
answer.
would rather be like a fairy than a superhero. I would
Honestly, who
absolutely
wouldn't? Who wouldn't? Let's be honest here. Most
want to
people
love
would probably
that.
say that too.
Yeah,
That'd be
you make
fun.
such a great little fairy creature.
Yeah. I would love
Well,
to see that. Look, they're giving me the wrap. I just want to say thank you again for sharing your time with me.
thank
I'm
you.
so excited for everyone else's show, and I'm excited to see the first two episodes at the event tonight. I'm excited to see the Q&A.
Promise, I can't believe it comes out tomorrow. What the heck? That's
Oh,
crazy.
insane. You guys
That's
just wrapped like a
crazy.
year ago too, which is crazy turnaround time for an
Oh,
entire show.
I
I
know.
know. Thank you again for taking the time. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I can't wait to see the
Thank
Q&A
you.
tonight.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. Have a
All
great
right.
rest of your day.
Bye-bye.